Woohoo! Here we go!
In this video, we are going to be talking about how the stats work in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. So, if you don't know how the stats work, this video is just for you. So, let's get started. So we'll keep this. We'll start with the best combo in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Why? Well, because it has the best mix of the two most important stats in the game: speed and mini turbo. Well, because the mini turbo stat is hidden, and Nintendo did not show the mini turbo stat up, so it's a hidden stat, but it's secretly the most important stat in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. So why is this so good? It's because its speed is average, but the mini turbo stat is very high. It is the third highest mini turbo stat in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. So it has a speed of 8 and a mini turbo stat of 18, which combines things up to 26. But I know you'll ask me, hey, Wario on this combo also has a combined thing of 26, but its speed has 20 and a mini turbo stat of 6, which is the lowest mini turbo stat in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. So if you don't believe me, if you think speed is actually just the most important stat and you're going all on speed, well, you're wrong, because we will compare this on Toad Circuit. Okay, so we're now on Toad Circuit. And at start, I'm definitely a lot faster compared to the Yoshi, but on Pipe Frame, but it's actually very good as well. But I'm definitely a lot slower in charging mini turbos, and speed is just hardly any faster. So this is very bad. This combo is actually very bad. See? Also a handling stat, which we'll talk about it later, and it has a very bad handling stat, so that's why I hit the pipe. And getting into lap 2, I'm 4 seconds behind the ghost, and so that's why. And I also had a terrible mini turbo and acceleration stat, which we will talk about it later, but we will not talk about the weight stats, so I'm so sorry. So, finished talking with speed and mini turbo. So now let's talk about the acceleration stat. So what the acceleration stat does, and it means how fast you can accelerate when you got to a complete stop or slowed down. So this combo has the highest acceleration stat, but it has a terrible speed stat, so Baby Rosalina, Mr. Shooty, Rollers, and Paper Gliders is definitely just not worth it. Even though it has a super high mini turbo, but speed is lacking a lot. So now let's talk about the handling stat, and I talked about before that I'm not showing the weight stats. So yeah, handling determines how sharp or shallow you can turn. So, oh yeah. So this combo, okay, so this combo actually has the highest handling stat in the game. So what does handling do? It does like how sharp you can turn, so you can take turns sharper and not too far away that you're actually so slow, and it actually determines how shallow you can turn. So let's say on some kind of track like Koopa Cape, and maybe not Koopa Cape, like Electrodrome, and at the second turn, and you're about to fall into the lake, but while drifting, you're about to fall into the lake, but because of your handling stat and you hold left on your stick, it actually also determines how sharp you can turn outwards when not inwards, so it doesn't fall off, so you don't fall off. But actually, sometimes these combos might turn too sharp that sometimes a purple mini turbo would be like too sharp and you're gonna touch the off-road. So this combo is also not worth it. So I currently have the worst handling in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Funky Kong, Standard ATV, Tri-4 Ancient Tires, and Super Glider. So yeah, Ancient Tires is the worst. So it's the opposite. You swing outwards and you will fall off on the second turn, like on Electrodrome, and you're gonna fall in the lake. So let's go with the traction stats. So the best traction in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is Rosalina. On the Koopa Clown, Ancient Wheels, and the parachute. And the traction stat does when you're on slippery road, it feels like the same as normal road on like Mario Kart Stadium. So Cheeseland, so we'll get some slippery road examples of slippery road tracks. Cheeseland, Sherbetland, and Dry Desert. And these made out of sand, ice and cheese, or maybe Neo Bowser City because it's very hard to stay on. And including rain, your traction stat actually matters a lot. So that means you don't get swung outwards and you're actually staying on the main road like just as good. So the worst traction is Roy on the standards, on slicks, and on the Warrior Wing. So this is actually opposite of the best, and this with the bad traction is like with bad traction, it's very hard to be stable, and your stability, and your tires would swing outwards instead of like normal inside, but you will also be like let me think. I'm so sorry, let me think about it. Like you also swing outwards, and when you go back in, it's actually still slips. So done with the traction stat, but a very important piece of information is about to come. Even though you're not on slippery road, if you get bloopered, it actually slips. And it doesn't matter how good your traction stat is, it still slips. So yeah, watch out. So if you're on a track with Neo Bowser City, and if you have a very bad traction stat, or maybe this at average traction, but if you're in a star or a mushroom, So actually, traction stat doesn't matter. And if you're on slippery road, yes, again. And even if you're on very bad traction, you would still be like doing this at like very, very well. Like you're still tackling the turns on this very well. And because the mushroom and the star actually boost your traction stat up to max, so that means you don't slip. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. So see you guys next time, and subscribe to see you in the next video.